Welcome back to the Contact Coach. In this video I'm going to look at Sam Underhill's man of the match performance versus Wales. He was colossal in attack, in defence, in the contact area, all underpinned by a huge work rate. So let's dig deeper and look at the key moments from this man of the match performance. Before we jump into the video, make sure you visit worldrugbyshop.com. That's your place for all the official merchandise for the Six Nation teams. I'm going to look at attack first and see where Underhill is really influential for England. So what you'll see now, and I'll just pause it, you'll often see him work into the either outside or the inside of the ball receiver. So that just makes him an option, just a hard running option, and you'll see how this becomes really influential as the game moves on. But he's just always working into a position where he can be effective. Again, you can see him outside the playmaker. And what's important about this, if he doesn't get the ball, he becomes a rucking option. Good technique there. Gets rid of Falatau. Nothing special, but significantly important to keep the attack moving. So in this play, you can see he's working off Itoje. So as the play starts to develop, the ruck is formed. And I'll just pause it now for you. So Itoje, another strong carrier. You've got Underhill on the outside. But just look at the technique here. So Itoje carries in. A good dominant hit by Wales. But just look at the skill level to latch on to Itoje, add his power, and then the ability here to spin him around, get low, avoid the jackal threat, which was there, and just those contact skills allows England to keep in momentum, keep the ball, and then set up their kick chase, which inevitably is coming. And this time he's worked outside of Vunipola, so he's on that option to either for the tip on, but also if he's needed in the contact area. So he works in position, adds his weight, and just wins the ruck. Again, nothing special here, but critical for your flanker and your back rowers to be keeping momentum. Underhill was heavily influential in the try, not just because of this tackle in the air, which you can see is clearly in the air, but also in attack. So the play goes on. It's actually good to see England put some phases together and going through the phases and challenging the defence. But what I like this, just as I'm playing this through fast, it's just his ruck decision making here. You can see him circled. He doesn't go into that ruck. It would have been a lost cause. So he works back into position. And why is that critical? Because he's into that position inside Itoje and spots the gap between Falatau and Samson Lee. Smart decision making allowed him to be in a position to get through the gap. He gets his hands frees here, but look how he gets back into the game. He's up on his feet and he's winning that ruck. Crucial involvement. So when you play through now, England are allowed to pass. A great pass under pressure from Daly. Finish off by Slade out on the wing. Huge involvement from Underhill in this play. So we saw Underhill's decision making and why he didn't go in that ruck. That is so he could get through this gap. But now let's look at the skill execution. So just look how he transfers the ball here. Now he's got the body between the ball and the oncoming Wales defender. Now he can fend and he can see what's going on, but because that ball's free, tackler goes low, he can get two hands on the ball and deliver a beautiful offload, and it's all about that continuity and the ability to keep the play forward. That is a great bit of skill level under pressure. And if we look at a few plays later, again he's got himself on that tip on the outside shoulder, putting himself in position. Absolutely, it's a beautiful line, and again that skill level to get the ball away. Now Wales recover, they get a good turnover, but those line breaks are really important. Line out, Underhill is often used in the back line, and you can see why. Just look at this now. So big carry, but look how that acceleration into the contact gets Vunipola moving forward, and that is key gain line territory. So that's more of the subtle arts, but that power and contact allows England to launch their attack. And in the same play, he gets back up on his feet. Yes, he maybe got in front of the ball slightly there, but kick chase is critically important to England, and Underhill's massive in that. So you can see their work rate. He gets onto the ball, he's going for the jackal. He doesn't quite get it, but what he does, he slows the ball down. Wales have to try and get out of their own, deep in their own half, deep in their own 22. It just puts England in a strong position. This clip originally falls in the defensive side of the ball, and I'll look deeper into how England use Underhill at the line out defensively. But overthrow, this just shows you the raw power of a man, the leg drive, the ability to clear up messy ball and just win that ball back and continue England's attack. Really like this clip because it shows you the kind of the contact side of it, but also the work rate and the smarts of Underhill. So he's at the back of them all now. Good leg drive, but just look now how he puts that ball back. It's really clean for Vunipola to keep chipping away. So we're just going to play on here. What I like about this, you can see the arrow on the right hand side corner. That's just Underhill getting up now from his play. Look at his work rate. So Curry's about to carry the ball. He works around and look at that power. He just adds in, just keeps the pressure on Wales. Eventually play through. He has a really important part in that try for England. We're getting late in the game, 2 fantastic carries. So just look at a little bit of footwork, head down, leg drive. Just allows England to launch the attack. It's really, really important to get that go forward in the early phases. Now here's the last clip. We're at the 70th minute. So from line out, very similar style. So you'll see the ball's doing footwork, tucks that ball under his arm, leg drive. Now that is such a good attacking platform. England can kick on their own terms. They've got the kick chase, your net gain. As Willis comes on, gets the turnover. That's so important from that early phase carry. And if we just look at it now, it transfers the ball, heads for the gap, and it's all about momentum, leg drive, but also the work on the floor to get that ball back. And then it's a really good kick from England, turnover. So let's look at defence now. And I mentioned earlier about Underhill's positioning from a defensive line-out. So you'll see him in that kind of traditional 9 slot because he wants to be that person to put pressure on playmaker. And also, if he doesn't make the tackle, he'll often work to that 3rd or 4th player or opposite the first receiver in attack, just so he can put his defensive might into practice. So there you can see double tackle, worked himself into a good position. So Underhill, back of the line out again, ready to fill in the defensive line. Waiting for that first receiver, great leg chop tackle. Just puts England in control. And like all good back rowers, he'll just put himself in positions constantly to be effective defensively. So you can see here opposite the first receiver where the ball's likely to go, gets off the line, does enough to dislodge the ball. Just really good play, but also it's a double effort. So he's back on his feet, second tackle. These are really key parts of England's components in England's defence. Same play, 3rd or 4th defender, getting off the line, puts in a great leg chop tackle on Alwyn Jones just to stop Wales's momentum. So I showed you the clip earlier of a pushover try from England, but it all came from this. Defensively, there he is at the back of the line out, big tackle, drives them backwards over the try line. That's what sets England in motion for their try. So again, just really important plays. So now we're getting late into the game, 2 really important defensive plays. So first of all, the skill level for the Jackal. So from the back of the line out, as we've seen before, if we look at this a little bit deeper, so a great leg chop tackle, sees the opportunity. Look how he gets his chest down onto the ball. Now he's under a lot of pressure. His legs get flipped upside down, but the athleticism to keep hold of that ball and get the turnover is absolutely class. So 72nd minute, now he's showing his fitness levels and his work rate. So he's in a bit of a tussle here, but just watch how he'll work around the corner. Youngs puts up a box kick. Look who's there on the chase. So he's worked around in position, sprinting off the line, and makes a textbook tackle, leg chop tackle to get Sheedy on the floor. England are back in the dominant position late in the game. So taken off, 73rd minute, huge shift from Underhill, attack, defence, work rate. It's really exciting to see where this player can go. Thanks for watching The Contact Coach.